Hair Razor Radio and the Demented Rabbit podcast are brought to you by Cartridge.com. Get 65% off replacement printer cartridges for most brand name printers today. That's www.cartridge.com. And welcome back to another Demented Rabbit podcast here on the Scott Haire YouTube channel. Hope everybody's having a great day out there. It was a very odd day today here on April 19th, 2017. Woke up this morning and I will tell you, I didn't expect what I heard. Native of my hometown, Bristol, Connecticut, Aaron Hernandez was found dead in his jail cell today of an apparent suicide, an apparent hanging. And no suicide note left. His door looked to be, or attempted to be barricaded from the inside. And just a very, very odd kind of set of circumstances. Of course, he was acquitted of a double homicide last week, and a lot of people were thinking that he was kind of free and clear and he was getting out. Even my sister thought that, but forgot about the original conviction of Odin Lloyd, which actually put him in jail for life without parole. What is funny about this whole thing is that Aaron Hernandez could have possibly died a free man. Now, a lot of you are probably saying, how is that possible? How is it possible that Arron Hernandez could be a free man? He died in jail. It doesn't make any sense. Well, in Massachusetts, there is a little law in Massachusetts that I didn't know about, that I thought was very, very interesting, and I thought I would probably share it to you guys. And this is in an AP article. And I'm actually going to read it right out of the article. I'm going to find out who. It's an article by Bob Salzberg in the Associated Press, and I'm just going to read this out of the article because I want to make sure that I recite it right for you guys out there. So it says, and it's quotes, the legal principle in this matter is called abatement ab initio, or from the beginning. It holds that it is unfair to the defendant or his or her survivors if a conviction is allowed to stand before they had a chance to clear their names on appeal in a case some kind of error or other injustice was determined to have occurred at trial. What does this basically mean? Well, because Aaron Hernandez was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, in Massachusetts, you are automatically given an appeal. That appeal has not been heard, or now cannot be heard. It's impossible to be heard because Aaron Hernandez apparently committed suicide. This principle, this legal principle in Massachusetts, basically says because he did not have the chance to have his appeal heard, the appeal can actually be motioned in court to disappear, to be erased from the record, as if it never happened. It's a very, very odd principle in Massachusetts. I didn't even know about. I didn't know this was here, and it's, is this? You can ask yourself, is this a motive for what Aaron Hernandez did? Now, I don't approve I'm not a supporter of Aaron Hernandez. Aaron Hernandez had the world. Okay, he was a high school football star here in Bristol, Connecticut. Went to University of Florida, was able to get a great education, was able to go to the NFL, played with the New England Patriots, played in a couple Super Bowls. He had literally the world. And he trashed it. He trashed it because his life here followed him around where he went. And it's very, very sad that he couldn't get away from this life. I see people on Facebook and everything kind of, putting him down, making jokes about his death. And for some people, that's probably I don't know. It's probably the easy thing to do. I mean, I don't know. But to me, he's still a human being. And this is just a sad story. I mean, it's not. I'm not looking at it as being, as they're pointing it up in the news, this tragedy. No, it's not a tragedy. He made his bed. He made his bed, and he had to lie in it. And that's straight out. And the whole thing about the Patriots shouldn't have gone to the White House. They should have. No. I mean, life goes on. Life goes on. He has not been a part of that team for now I don't know how many years now. 4 years? 2 years? 3 years? But life goes on. And he made his bed. Straight and simple, plain and simple. He made his bed. Now, whether an appeal would have said differently, we're not going to know now. But I don't, I can't agree with the jokes that are kind of happening. And I've seen a bunch of them. I've seen a bunch of them from friends of mine on Facebook, on my Facebook page. There are some on my Facebook page because I put a post in there about Aaron Hernandez. And I respect their opinions because that's their right. They have a right to do it, to say those things, and I respect their opinions. But I don't agree with them in this case. It's a sad story. It is such a sad story that this had to happen. All this happened because this life that he had led down here followed him. Now, what happened in that prison today or last night is hard to say. I mean, was he killed? And I mean, that's, I think, something that there's a lot of suspicion behind right now was he killed and to make it look like made it look like a suicide? Is this a motive? Is this an intent? Or excuse me, is this a motive for his suicide because he knew that he found this principal and realized he had no way out, and this was a way to clear his name, so maybe so his daughter wouldn't have this over her head. Even if it is, and even if this is what he was thinking, public opinion is not going to change. Public opinion is worse than any jury can hand down to you. Any sentence they hand down to you, public opinion is much worse. And public opinion on this is pretty much, you pretty much know what it is, or at least the majority. But let me know what you guys think. This is kind of a quick one here. Hope you guys like it. Make sure you like it. If you like it, subscribe. If you want to subscribe, leave me something down in the opinion section down below. Tell me what you think about this case. And you never know. This could be a motive for it. But I will see you guys next time on the Demented Rabbit podcast, and hopefully I'll have the video editing software done. So have a good one, guys. I'll talk to you later.